Broadcasting from the heart of the National Forest for northwest Leicestershire, this is Hermitage FM.
Yes, welcome to the local music programme here on Hermitage FM with me, John Sinclair. Normally Kevin Gaughan's here, but he's gone on holiday this week, so it's just me between now and 7. Coming up, Raptusound, who are looking for a new singer. More details on that to come from Chris Brown in just a moment. Tom Andrews has just walked in. He's from the group Blazing Owls. We'll have a track from them and an acoustic performance as well. And somewhere around that, we'll have a call from, is it Nuala or Nuala? We'll find out later. But she's involved with a record with Nile Rodgers, doing a remake with Rudimental of Le Freak. You remember that from the 70s? It was a big hit. So we'll talk to her between now and 7 as well. Let's get underway with a track from Raptusound right now. And this is a track called It's Over, which has featured on national radio as well. But much more important, it's on this radio station.
I saw you yesterday, and I saw how you betrayed me. Now it's over, it's over, it's over now.
So Raptusound and It's Over. In a moment we'll hear from the lead singer Christopher S. Brown. He's never told me what the S stands for, to be honest.
One equal two.
Oh, both, please. Well, I'm here with Christopher S. Brown from Raptusound. Chris, it's a while since we spoke. What's happening with the band at the moment? Because you've got new things on the horizon, haven't you?
Yeah, we've basically
spent the last, where are we, October, 10 months not playing at all, and focusing on writing and developing what we want our sound to sound like, basically. And we've been doing that with mainly with one producer, a former DJ and producer called Ken Ray, who's got tons of experience in the industry and who's very frank and straightforward.
So what has he said to you then?
Well, I basically started by saying that about 10% of our songs were good and the rest were rubbish, which is what you want in a way. But it was great. It was just a wake-up call, basically, just to say that the potential was there, but you just need to work really hard on writing songs first of all, but then on the sound and exactly what you want your sound to be and the ways you go about that. And so the last 10 months has been 12 really, because we met him before Christmas, has been a very challenging and interesting time, but a time where we've really grown, I think, as songwriters and musicians.
If he said most of your songs were rubbish, then why did he want to work with you in the first place, or how did you get together?
We got together because we were, at the end of last year, we were playing our first kind of UK tour, so we were playing just over 30 dates all around the UK, and we were playing in Cardiff, and someone who knew him saw us play and was really impressed, and told Ken, which is his name, to get in touch, and he did. And he, as I say, he's very, very honest and very frank, and he said, that he did want to work with us because in the songs, in all of the songs, there was elements that were really good.
But he saw the potential.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he does say to people who come to him and ask for his advice that if it's just not working, he'll just say it. But it's been great for us because over the last 12 months we've been with him, and it's been like I say, a really, really great time, basically.
But you've now announced that you want to add a couple of new members to the band, and the big surprise to me is you want a new lead singer. Now, come on, Chris. Now, that's your job. Why would you want to give that away?
I'm exceptionally humble.
It's a big decision to make.
Oh, yeah. So
and you've got good vocals as well. I mean, that's one thing that I remember about certainly your old style is your almost operatic at times vocals. Yeah. And your voice just cuts through. It's a really nice tone to your voice. So, you'll still be there in backing vocals.
Yeah, because you were doing a lot of acoustic stuff as well, weren't you?
Yeah, we're doing acoustic stuff. Yeah, we've dropped that, the acoustic stuff now. Very much electronica and rock. But in terms of the vocal, I love to sing. But as it worked out, as I was writing more and more and more, because I think the mistake that we were making a lot, and not what I was making, is that we were spending so much time on Facebook and Twitter, trying to get followers, trying to do this, that and the other, which a lot of promoters say, how many Facebook followers, and all that. Yeah, and so I was spending so much time doing that actually I wasn't writing songs nearly as frequently as I should, and that really suffered as a result. So spending months, the first 3 months of this year, just purely writing, really developed me as a songwriter, and to the point where I was writing melodies that I couldn't actually sing because my range isn't massive. I can sing well within a range, but actually I was writing a lot more expressive songs and expressive melodies, and really we need someone who's got the voice and the range and the control to deliver those songs, and that isn't me. And actually we're thinking more and more that it's probably a female vocalist. But
yeah, I was just going to ask that, whether that was the option, a female vocalist. It have a different sound completely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so we were rehearsing yesterday, in fact, and we were rehearsing one of the new songs, one of the songs you're going to play. It's over, and then at the end of the track, as recorded, we then just went off for about 10 minutes and just playing, improvising, and we just, all three of us said, could just hear a female vocal improvising over the top. And so that's why, and that's what we're looking for here. And we're also looking for an Ableton Live user, someone who can, because now...
What does that mean?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
So Ableton Live is an amazing... hardware software thing that basically plays samples and beats and things like that. But actually now you can change the tempo, but keep the same pitch in real time. So live, if the band's speeding up, because the energy there, just through a tap tempo, you can change the tempo of the samples, and that's a massive breakthrough for us. We were talking with a guy called Mark Towers, who's one of the UK's leading Ableton users and writes software and things. He's based in Leicester, and this was great news for us, because it means that if we had one of these guys, it just opens up everything. It means that we're free. We're not confined to or restricted to a click track, or to keep us in time. With the samples, we can just be very loose. So
you've said on Facebook and elsewhere, we're looking for a singer and the other son as well. So still early days. You've not had that up very long, but I guess you're just waiting for feedback and interest from other people then. Yeah, I mean we've had quite a lot of feedback already, which has been great, and not just from locally. We've had people all around the UK expressing an interest, and that we do have a couple of contacts, not least Ken, this producer, who has suggested, or we could suggest various vocalists, but it's just that thing of getting the right one, and we've had some great singers get in touch, but it's just that right voice, that right tone. Yeah, it's quite difficult one to measure, isn't it? Because once you hear it, That's it. That's exactly it. Yeah, and we thought we did hear it with one, but unfortunately, the girl is just moved to York actually, and so she can't do it. But yeah, I was thinking of my daughter. She's a great singer, but she's at Newcastle University, so even more. Yeah, I know. It'd be good to get her to try.
So this Ken, then, you say you've been writing new songs. Has been helping you with that side of things as well?
Well, what he's really keen on is that he's not hands-on in terms of this is how you should do it. He basically tells you areas in kind of which to improve, and then references millions of tracks on YouTube or wherever to say, look, this is what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about, and then leaves you to get on with it. Right. And he's very much, if you want it and if you want to improve, you'll do the work. So that's what's happening, and the first half of this year, I was writing, and then sending him the songs, and he was saying, yeah, these are really good, you want to work on this, you want to do that, you want to, this area, think about this area, write this chorus in 10 different ways, and just to basically get into the habit of writing, because then, and writing the rubbish as well, because that's important. To just write a lot of rubbish, because then
because it's only when you've done that you can then make a comparison, and you write so much that the good stuff eventually shines through.
Yeah, there's always something that pops out.
But as to that bit of rubbish, there might be a spark of you just don't know, do you?
Yeah, and I mean one of the songs I was asked to write the music to a track that there's a lyricist had wrote some lyrics, and they were intended for a singer, a great young singer. But who's not a songwriter, so I wrote the music to that, and it came very easily, and that's now been signed, that track. And the latest songs that we've been writing, one of them, Northern Soul, which I think you're going to play as well, was picked up again by BBC Six Music under the Introducing banner. So there's little signs there that on
the right lines.
Have improved, which is great.
So Northern Soul was going to play. Now I didn't introduce the song we played first. Just tell us about that one we've already played at the beginning.
What's that, Northern Soul?
No, we're going to play that now, aren't we? At the end.
Oh, okay. It's over. It's over. It's over. I thought you were going to be cutting.
Oh, right, we'll do it the other way around,
whatever. Northern Soul, that came about. We're playing a show in Liverpool, and it's great. Liverpool's brilliant, and love their music. And we were playing, and this guy got up onto the stage, drunk, out of his face, and grabbed the mic and started to sing about his partner or his wife or his girlfriend who had left him for some reason, and he just kept on saying the same things over and over again. And I was looking around at the bar staff or the security to do something, but they were quite happy for him to carry on mid-set, mid-song, and he did it a couple of times, and then he was taken away and put in a taxi. But he kept on saying to me while we were playing on stage, shouting at me, he was saying, "No, you need to sing from the heart, man. You need to sing from the heart, otherwise there's no point." And he's going on and going on. And actually, on reflection, it's quite profound, really. And that, you know, if you're going to write songs, you need to make them.
Yeah, make them mean something.
Yeah. And so that song came about through that, which was great, classic kind of tour experience. But It's Over. That's just a song about quite a messy breakup that happened to a friend of mine.
Okay. All right, Chris. Good to see you. We'll keep in touch, and you'll have to let us know, what happens with the auditionees, so to speak. So I guess that's quite an interesting process. A bit like the X Factor for Raptusound now, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cheers. All right, that's good.
In this grand old Mersey town, my friend comes looking down and out, telling tales of lovers lost, of how he fought but how he lost, and he's drinking the sorrow down. But how profound when he said, "You gotta sing from the heart, boy. You 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 gotta sing from the heart." Whirling round this empty bar, he sings along to my guitar. Another drink, another song. Another drink and he'll be gone. And he's bleeding to bear the soul, to bear it all. When he said, "You gotta sing from the heart, boy. You 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 gotta sing from the heart. 'Cause if your whole are ripped apart, if you're done or at the start, it's all there in the heart. There's no more. You gotta sing from the heart, boy. 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 You gotta sing from the heart.
It's Raptusound and a song called Northern Soul. Good to talk to Chris. It's been interesting to see how they get on with auditioning for a new female singer. I gave him the details, actually, of my daughter, who's actually up in Newcastle. She does performing arts, and he actually quite liked the video. I didn't know he was even going to watch it, but he did. So whether that comes together will be very interesting. It's Raptusound. We'll keep you up to date with what's happening with them here on the local music show. Tonight with John Sinclair, no Kevin Gaughan. He's actually having a bit of a holiday this week. Well, it's time to welcome Tom Andrews to the show. He's with the group Blazing Owls, who've been a bit quiet of late, Tom. Is that the way you'd put it?
I'd say that was fair, yeah, definitely.
But just run us through what you, because I've seen you at Strawberry Fields Festival. I think that was that a couple of years ago now? It seems like yesterday, but it probably was.
Was it last summer?
Yeah, last summer, yeah. One before last, wasn't it?
Well, since then we've been... in the winter we were gigging around Leicester, and then it came to about March.
Yeah.
And then we kind of took some time over the summer and just wrote, and we came up with 4 more tracks, basically.
And I guess you're in the process of writing, I know, at the moment, because you sent me a few tracks that are kind of the basic, which is, I guess, what you have to do at home, and then you take it to a producer and kind of work it from there. Yeah,
we kind of put together some demos ourselves, and we recorded them, and we're hoping to kind of promote them to other people, and hopefully they'll pick us up. Yeah.
Are you the sort of band that sit down together and make targets? Do you kind of say, okay, this is what we want to be doing next year? Or is that kind of like too much to kind of handle?
Well, we definitely make targets. Whether or not we actually achieve them is another matter. Yeah, I mean, we've got a little owl notice board with our things we'd like to get done this month. We find it kind of, chivers us along a bit to actually make some progress.
Yeah, because somebody in the band has to say, come on, get on with it. Is that you?
Sometimes. It depends how I'm feeling. Yeah, I think it all strikes us at different moments of the month, so that's so like one week one player will be going, we need to do some work, and all the 3 of us were like, yeah, we'll do it next week.
Now, I know the others are working, so they can't be here, but I bet they want you to mention them. So let's get that out of the way now. Yes.
So there's me, Tom Andrews, and then there's Brian Lion Zion, as he likes to be known, our world famous drummer, only known to us. And then we've got Alec on bass and Alan on guitar.
And has that been a settled foursome, so to speak?
For a while now, yeah. We've been together about 2.5, 3 years of the 4 years we've been together.
Pretty settled then?
Pretty settled, yeah.
Because a lot of bands have to make changes early on, don't they? And people have to go to college and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, when we originally started, we had a different bass and drummer, and then they left for different reasons. And then basically Brian was an old housemate and Alec was a friend of his.
There you go. And the songwriting side of it, is that kind of a collective thing, or is it?
Yeah, definitely collective. What we generally do is, me and Alan are best mates, really. We've been writing songs for a long period of time, and we kind of come up with a riff or a melody or something, and we share it with the band, and they kind of get back to us and we feed off each other and see it generally turns into a track we like.
Well, the song you've got mastered that we're going to play now, I'm going to ask you about what it's about, because it's called Old Dogs. It could be about anything. Old Dogs?
It's, well, not near the phrase old dogs.
New tricks.
New tricks.
That sort of thing.
It was a kind of a play on that, and that's basically where the lyrics came from. But the actual melody and the chords and things like that were around for a long time before the words. So there was a kind of, we had a feeling for the song for a long time before we actually wrote it.
I guess that happens, doesn't it? Where you write a tune and think, what shall I write basically, to go with it, sort of thing.
Some bands work the way around. They spend a lot of time thinking of the right words, and kind of the music comes later.
Does it come the other way sometimes? Well, you write a lyric down and then you've got to try and find a tune. Does it work? Does that work for you too, then, or not?
Sometimes, but generally for us, we generally write the music first.
And you've got a guitar with you. Just prove it by strumming it for a minute.
There you go. There's an E.
Thank you very much. So we've got an E. So he's got a guitar. So we'll do a live song after we've heard a bit of Old Dogs. Here we go. That's Blazing Owls there, and a track from them called Old Dogs, and we'll have more from Tom in a moment, because, Tom, we've got somebody on the phone. You want to know who it is, don't you? I've been debating how to say her name all afternoon. Yeah. It's Nuala. Hi, Nuala.
Hi, you're right.
Yeah, welcome to the programme, and you're from this part of the country, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm from Leicester, yeah.
And but you're down in London at the moment, which is why we got you on the phone. And you've had a rather exciting time of late to do with Nile Rodgers. Just give us a brief lowdown of how this all happened, because you've actually done a kind of a remake of Le Freak.
Yeah. Well, basically, I saw that there was an application for this project that they were doing with Nile Rodgers and Rudimental to remix The Freak. It was to give work experience to young people between 16 and 24. And, yeah, I applied like 2 hours before the deadline, and then 3 days later I got told that I got picked for a vocalist. And they were like, I basically did 3 days of work experience with loads of different musicians, cameramen, everything like this. And, yeah, and then now the Le Freak track's been brought out, which is amazing. And apparently, I literally just got told that I was featured on the video as well, which has been shown on 4 Music Channel. So I've just seen that for the first time now as well. So yeah, it was amazing. Great opportunity.
I mean, Nile Rodgers is such a legend. And for those that don't remember Nile Rodgers, here's 20 seconds of what he did back in the 70s. Yeah, we'll remember dancing to that. Well, I'm old enough to remember that, playing it and dancing to it, to be honest. But was it a track you were very familiar with anyway?
Yeah, I actually thought that we were going to go in and remake the song, and so I learnt all the lyrics for it, but actually it wasn't the case. We did something completely different, and it was all improvised, basically. But yeah, I knew the song before. It was kind of like, there's a lot of other songs that he's written as well that I didn't know that he'd written or was featured on. There's that song, Get Lucky, which is a recent song that was, I think, #1, which I didn't realise he'd actually written. So yeah, like, there's a lot of songs that are really good that he's done.
And Rudimental were involved as well. I mean, I've seen the video as well, like you, and there's obviously an element of them producing it, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, they basically came up with the backing track, like the drum and bass beat, which you can hear underneath, and the freak bits, which are underneath it as well. And basically, I think it took about 3 days for them to do it completely. One of the guys came in and he had the underlying thing, and like the other guys didn't even know what it was, and they came in, and it was all just kind of on the spot improvisation with those guys. Yeah.
And what was Nile Rodgers like?
He was cool. He was like, he loved to talk about himself, which I think you need in the industry. Like, but he was so interesting. He had a lot to say. Like, he had quite a tough upbringing, and it was kind of, he talked a lot about how he kind of made it in the music industry and what he did before then. And it kind of opened your eyes up a lot to the music industry, how hard it is really as well. But yeah, he was a cool guy. He just jammed with us, and like, yeah, it was nice.
And what about your background? How did you get to be in this position, so to speak?
Well, I don't know. I've always enjoyed singing. That's my thing. And I guess from a young age, I realised that I could do it, and I got compliments from people, and I enjoyed it. So I thought I'd kind of pursue it as a career. My family are all very musical. My mum plays guitar in a band and sings, and my dad plays drums, and my grandparents play music as well. So I guess I've got it from that. But yeah, I guess I started in bands from the age of about 13, and then decided to kind of do my own thing and learn guitar a bit more. And I've just been kind of gigging and doing solo stuff since then, really.
Okay, so you're going around obviously publicising this Le Freak song as much as you can, I guess, but you've obviously got the record company behind you as well. So how far do you think this will go?
I have no idea. I mean, they've been saying throughout the whole thing that it's not entirely certain if it's going to be a hit or anything like that, because the whole idea for it was to get people involved in the work experience. So it's something that looks great on your CV. You know, I got a great reference from it as well. So I think that was the main thing that we got out of it, and we got paid as well, which was an added bonus. So it was just the whole experience of working with such legends and seeing how things like this work on a big scale, like, that was the most important thing, really.
Yeah, I suppose it's something you can call on later on, hopefully, if things go well. Definitely. From a career point of view. Let's hear the track then, and we'll obviously talk about you a bit more, because we've got a track of your own to play. So this is Le Freak, and what's the artist title? Is it just you with them? How would I introduce it?
No, it's just like all of us, really. There was loads of different musicians as well that were like featured on it. My vocals aren't actually featured on it. I'm featured in the video, and I was part of the creative process and stuff like that. But I guess it's just Nile Rodgers and Rudimental with Go Think Big Freaks.
Okay, let's have a listen to it now, shall we? We got it queued up, I think. Yeah, here we go. Got a quiet beginning. I've forgotten that. We'll talk more in a minute. There you go. That's Nile Rodgers with Rudimental, and featuring Nuala as well, who joins us on the phone. She's a Leicester lass as well. She was involved in the making of that. It's a kind of work experience. What's it like listening back to it like that?
it's wicked to hear it all together, yeah. And obviously, like, I heard some of the process that Rudimental were going through, like, producing it as well, so it's interesting to kind of hear all the parts and stuff put together, yeah, and what they did with it. It's great.
And obviously what you want to happen now is it to help you promote your own stuff now, kind of use it as a kickstart for a track we're going to hear called Pop-Eyed in a minute. So how much stuff have you done kind of locally, gig-wise and so on?
I've done a lot in Leicester, but obviously now, because I'm in London, I'm doing more here, so whenever I come back for the summer from uni, I always try and gig a lot. But yeah, I've been doing stuff since I was like 16. I'm 21 now, so I've been gigging like frequently a lot. I do a lot of gigs in Camden. I've got a lot of gigs booked up this month in Camden, actually, so yeah, I try and do everything I can, really.
I guess most people want to go to London to perform because that's kind of the centre of things, I guess. But do you still think the Leicester scene is quite a good one? Because there's quite a lot of places for bands to play around here as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I started like doing a lot of like open mics and stuff like that at the Sound House, and I played at the Musician and stuff. There's a lot of really good venues, definitely, yeah.
Okay, tell us about the song we're gonna. Presumably, you write your own stuff. So we got Pop Idol to play. Was that inspired by watching things like X Factor and stuff or something?
I don't know. I guess a little bit. I basically did it for an assignment at uni, and it was to do with authenticity in music. So it's kind of got like the different sides of the music industry, kind of. And there's in the video, you can find it on YouTube. I'm basically dressed up in different kind of themes. And there's kind of the side of, like, I don't know, like you can make a lot of money from the music industry, and then people will think that you're kind of being fake because you're making money out of it, you're not doing it for the love of it, but you're like, I don't know, you have to listen to it and see, basically.
Yes, I did listen to it. I do get it, because other people are going to listen to it now, and they'll get the idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you on the programme. Let us know how things go, and we'll catch up with you. It's just a shame Kevin's not here, because I know he was the one who kind of set you up to be on the programme, but he decided to go on holiday and leave it to me, you know. That's how it goes. But great to have you on the programme. Thanks for joining us. And I hope the record does well as well. Who knows? It's just got to get a bit of airplay, hasn't it, I think?
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you a lot.
Thank you for joining us, Nuala. And we're going to play your track, Pop Idol, now. Thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
I get my kicks out of making music about love. I am flamboyant and unique and never scared of going on screen. We've got attitude. This is what we choose. Oh, I don't care for the mainstream or living in a pop idol dream. I just need passion and the blues to enjoy the sound and stay true. Art is serious, not a media buzz. Oh, I'm not one for gimmicks and flashy displays. I like things old school when bands learn to play now. We have the copycats and wannabe stars who think it's cool to write about their money and cars. Oh, where have the good times gone, and where has society gone wrong? Oh, I don't care for the mainstream or living in a pop idol dream. I just need passion and the blues to enjoy the sound and stay true. Art is serious, not a media buzz. Oh, I've got all the soul, but I make money too. If I'm a sellout, then you're just confused, and people like it, then what is the deal? I'm a musician, not a product with a show reel. Where have the good times gone, and where has society gone wrong? Oh, I don't care for the mainstream or living in a pop idol dream. I just need passion and the blues to enjoy the sound and stay true. Art is serious, not my kicks out of making music about love. I am flamboyant and unique and never scared of going on the screen. We've got attitude. Oh, this is what we choose.
Thanks to Nuala for joining us on the phone. That's a song from her called Pop Idol. She said there she's based down in London, and we've kind of had to sandwich Tom Andrews and Blazing Hours in between. We heard one of their tracks, of course, Old Dogs, before we had Nuala on the phone. Apologies for the introduction. We just didn't know what time she was going to phone up.
No worries.
Okay, but you've got your guitar here, so we're going to have a bit of live music now. So I think, as you said before, you're going to be doing a track that you've kind of partially recorded in readiness for going to the studio. So, I mean, about getting the studio, do you have to... It's getting everybody together when they're available. Is that a bit of an issue? Because work and stuff like that can get in the way, can't it?
Yeah, it can be. Like, the three of us kind of work 9 to 5 and one of us works evenings, so it can be a bit tricky trying to get
Weekends
together.
only then, is it?
Weekends and certain days during the week, yeah.
Okay. So tell us a bit about the song you're going to perform first.
Well, it's called BFF, which doesn't stand for Best Friends Forever, by the way.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't. It was a kind of just a code name, because we were pretty big fans of Buddy Holly, and we wanted to kind of... So we just called it Buddy Folk Funk. Yeah. And it just... We never kind of thought of another name for it.
Very good, Buddy Holly. Actually, we had a record sale here recently, and I got a very old Buddy Holly record, the original record from 1950, whatever it is. I'm just impressed that you're a bit of a Buddy Holly fan, actually.
Well, it comes from our guitarist.
Because I'm a bit older than you. Okay, so take it away whenever you're ready.
Cheers.
Times are getting grim, I know. I can see the way you look at me. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I just know what it is you're hoping for when I get back. I'll ask for some time, but you'll smile and laugh and say, take all you take all you need. Times are getting weird, I know. I don't know what it is you hoped of me. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. I just know what it is you're praying for when I get back. I'll ask for some time, but you'll smile and laugh and say, take all you need, son, take all you need. Oh, times are getting weird, I know you know. See these seasons change from winter to snow, but you won't know why. You don't know what you need, but you'll just hang around, wasted on your knee, wasted on your knee. Oh, times are getting weird, I know you know. Change from winter to snow, but you'll hang around, wasted on your knee. But don't worry, hon, I'll be smiling back at me, smiling back at me. Oh,
Thank you very much. Tom Andrews from Blazing Owls with his rendition of BFF, which doesn't stand for
Best Friends Forever.
Best Friends Forever. Buddy Holly inspired. So, what got you into Buddy Holly in the first place, anyway?
Well,
somebody else playing it.
Yeah, it was our guitarist Alan. He, growing up, he had a load of record LPs of just. Was it every day? Faster.
Yeah.
He's the real inspiration for this.
They made a very good film of his life, actually, which you must. Have you seen the film?
I've not seen the film, but I heard some interesting facts about him. Like, he pretty much from the year he started writing, and then the year he was like a year.
Yeah.
And then the year he started recording was a year, and then a year after that he died.
Yeah, that's right. Because he used to play in ice rinks and things like that. Because kids on skates, and that's how they used to start. And they used to broadcast it on the local radio, on a local radio station. Get interrupted for adverts. But the film is a very good. The guy who plays before, I forget the actor's name, but it's very good. Very, very good film.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the Buddy Holly story. It's called.
Yeah, when I first heard him, I think when you listen to anything post maybe.
Yeah.
70s, 60s.
Yeah, it's all very basic, isn't it?
You're gonna go, oh, it's just a G, a C, and an A. But I mean, he was growing and then starting to write my own stuff. You really like, well,
he
only had 3 chords to work with, but I mean, hats off to him. Like we actually listen back to it, and the other stuff that was around at the same time. He was on a different level, definitely.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, pretty special performer, Buddy Holly. Okay, we got time for another song. You want to do another song?
Sure. I thought I'd do a cover.
Go on then. That's all right.
I'll just start playing, and if you know it, join in.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, okay.
Today was gonna be the day that they'd never give it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. 'Cause I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. 'Cause I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And all the roads that led the way were winding, and all the lights that led the way were blinding. 'Cause there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. She knows it. I said maybe you're gonna be the one to save me. And after all, you're my wonderwall. Today would never be the day that they'd ever give it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. 'Cause I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. 'Cause all the roads that led the way were winding, and all the lights that lit the way were blinding. 'Cause 'cause there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. I said maybe you're gonna be the one to save me. And after all, you're my wonder.
Very good. I was tempted to join in, but no, too embarrassed.
No?
In fact, your mother's a very good singer. I can't have your mother, Sharon, thinking she'd be better off joining in on that. But thanks, Tom, for coming in. I know you're going to let us know about gigs. So I know you're trying to sort gigs out, but let us know when you can and when you've sorted it.
I'm fine about tonight.
Yeah. We'll have,
if there's anyone on the radio that wants to give the Blazer Nows a gig, so let us know.
Yeah, you can email us at studio@hermitagefm.com and I'll pass it on to you.
Yes.
Okay, let us know if that works for you. Okay, a few minutes to go to 7. We'll get GON to find out what's on the programme after a bit of Raptusound, one of their older tracks. Raptusound goes back a little bit, that tune. Right, sport coming up next. Gio's here. Tell us what's on tonight then.
Yeah, thanks John. Busy night tonight. Ashby Ivanhoe in action in East Midlands Premier League. They can go second if they win at Graham Street Prince. We'll have updates from that match. But more importantly tonight, I have Coalville Town Chairman Glyn Rennox and also their new manager Tommy Brookbrands coming in over the telephone. Plenty going on at Coalville. Listen all about it after the 7 o'clock news.
And I'll be back on Friday with Alan Young and the team to talk Leicester City Football Club, so plenty of sport coming up. Stand by for Gio then between 7 and 10. It's Hermitage FM. The news is next.